Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking you through a typical kitchen restock from my weekly food shop to my cupboard essentials I stock up on maybe once a month or so, habits I'm trying to stick to keep my food fresher for longer and prevent food waste, as well as some recipes I've recently had on repeat. Obviously my food shops differ from week to week, but in terms of veg, I usually have some leafy greens, some salad leaves, as well as kale. I wash and dry everything well before it goes in the fridge to save me doing it each time I go to use it. This includes my carrots too, even though I end up peeling them, but I do save the peel to make veg stock. And I'll always use carrots for juices, soups and bases in sauces. They're just a great vegetable to have. The same goes for celery, which I mainly use in juices. I'll get some other veg like aubergine or courgette depending on meals I'm making for the week. Always have avocado, and I do keep those in my fridge, and again lots of ginger for juices or curries, and then cucumber mostly for juicing too. For veggies I don't store in the fridge. On this shop I picked up some squash, and then onions and garlic are always essentials. I use them in most meals. I'm always topping up tomatoes. And then for harder waxed fruits such as apples, lemons and limes, I give these a baking soda bath to help remove the wax. Apparently this is the best way to do it, and I do think it makes a difference. I feel sorry for single bananas. They're more likely to go to waste than bunches of bananas, so I always pick them up loose, and they're great for smoothies or on porridge. I mostly grow my own herbs over the summer, but always have them to hand. They're just a staple ingredient for most dishes for me. Parsley, coriander, rosemary and basil are probably my most used herbs, and I've been storing them in glass jars in a little water in the door of my fridge to help them stay fresher for longer. Again, coconut yogurt is something I'll always pick up on a weekly shop. In fact, I usually grab 2 because I go through them so quickly. Then I'd say tofu is my main source of protein, so I always get both firm and silken. The health food store where I buy silken tofu from keeps it refrigerated, so that's why I store it in the fridge. I love this kombucha from Remedy. Generally I just drink water, but if I fancy something carbonated I'll go for these. The flavours are so good, and of course are great for gut health again. For milk I buy these in bulk online. I mentioned recently I've switched to Plenish. They're either 2 or 3 ingredients, but they're made without emulsifiers and thickeners, and I tend to use their soya milk and oat milk the most. The oat barista is great for hot drinks as well. I also try to never overstock my fridge. I like to see everything at the front of the shelves, and I find when things start getting pushed to the back is when I forget about them, and that can then lead to food waste. I'll keep a few things in the freezer such as frozen veggies. I really love the Strong Roots range, and their cauliflower hash browns are unmatched. Then the Itsu vegetable gyoza is a favourite with noodles or in ramen. We love Buja Buja. Their chocolate is just the best, but their ice cream is the first vegan ice cream I ever tried years ago, and I always go back to it, so it's more of a treat to have in the freezer. I really love Biona's range, so you'll see a lot of it. On this shop I got some of their spelt fusilli, and then noodles are something we'll maybe have twice a week sometimes. I love anything from Itsu. Their udon noodles are great for any kind of noodle dish, and then obviously their ramen noodles for ramen, a dish I make regularly. I stock up big time on beans and legumes every food shop. I use these in curries, hummus, chilies, salads, and in addition to tofu, they're my main protein source. I feel I tend not to buy an excessive amount of food. I'd say I buy less but better quality items that can be more versatile, such as beans, and that I can make many different dishes out of. Chopped tomatoes are something I go through a lot of. I try to buy virtually 100% chopped tomatoes. Most are actually filled out with water or tomato juice, so either these or the Mutti brand are really great. And passata and tomato puree are ingredients I always have to hand too. Snack wise, I got some Biona rye crisp breads and some of their spelt rice cakes. Great for a quick bite with either sweet or savoury toppings. I also always get some bagels to go in the freezer for breakfast or lunches. And then for my snack bin, I got some Trek cocoa oat flapjacks. In terms of tea, we love Pukka tea, and our top 3 that we drink the most often are their 3 mint, Earl Grey, and I really love their vanilla chai too. A few other things from my local health food shop that I pick up monthly or bi-monthly include sauces or oils. This time I needed some toasted sesame oil and to replace my coconut aminos and vegan Worcestershire sauce. I'm really trying to eat with more of a focus on gut health, but sauerkraut or kimchi is something I have always bought anyway, although I'd like to start making making my own. I already had some smooth almond butter, but I like to have both smooth and crunchy in the cupboard. Then maple syrup is something I go through a lot of, so that's definitely an essential of mine. Likewise, nutritional yeast I always have in the cupboard, as well as Maldon's sea salt. I needed to top up some spices too. I have these shaker jars from Kilner, which I just refill with shop-bought dried herbs and spices. Again, these are something I just go through so much of. I use them for so many meals, and so having a good range of spices to cook with is always good. As soon as the sun comes out, so does my juicer. I've stopped buying immunity shots. It just seemed like such a waste of unnecessary single-use plastic I could avoid, so I've been making my own ginger and lemon shots. I store it in an airtight bottle, then just pour as I need. I aim to have one of these every day. They're pretty spicy, but I do think they're one of the reasons I rarely get taken down with a cold. I also try to make a juice once a week, and that will usually last 3 days at its freshest. Here I just made a juice using celery, cucumber, parsley, apple and lemon. I then store that in an airtight bottle in the fridge, and then with the pulp I've been adding this into homemade bread to make a HERBY vegetable loaf. One of my lovely French subscribers sent me this gorgeous apron, so I had to wear it for the occasion. Thank you so much, Anais. I've made vegetable pulp crackers before. You can bake pulp into all sorts, but this savoury bread is so tasty and a great way to repurpose the pulp. Then any extra I just freeze or home compost. I'll have the full recipe for this below, but I use 1.5 cups of pulp per loaf and fold it into the mixture with tomatoes, basil and parsley. You could use anything, some peppers, any other herbs. I use spelt flour for higher protein and usually add some seeds on the top. It takes about an hour to bake, and it pairs perfectly with my HERBY butternut squash soup, which can be made in the meantime. I keep the skin on when I roast the butternut squash, just make sure it's cleaned well on the outside. But again, this leads to less waste, and once roasted, the skin goes nice and soft and caramelised anyway. Onion, garlic, carrot, celery, they're all ingredients for the base of a really great soup. And squash soups are one you can really change up the ingredients with. Here I used sage and rosemary for this HERBY version, but I make butternut squash soup with ginger and chilli, or with a Thai curry paste and coconut milk. There's so many ways you can switch it up. By the time the veg is simmering away, the bread is pretty much done. I leave it to cool down and then remove it from the dish to cool further before slicing it up. I can't begin to explain how good this bread is, especially with the kale. It goes kind of crispy on top. The green and red veggies just colour it all the way through. It's so flavourful with the added herbs. The seeds give it a nice crunch on top. I like to lightly toast it and then drizzle on some extra virgin olive oil. And when this soup is blended until smooth and glossy, it's just delicious dunked into it. This soup makes 4 decent sized portions. I keep it in the fridge because it's so good I can't resist eating it over the following days, but you can freeze it to keep it even longer. For the remaining bread, I just clean out the bread pan, then wrap it in a clean linen tea towel, store it in the bread pan and in a cool dry place. It needs to be used up within 2 days really, but I will usually finish it way before that. I recently shared my cherry and vanilla compote / jam in a video, and this is a raspberry version of that. I've been buying frozen berries over the winter, otherwise they're a fruit staple in my fridge, but I'm waiting until they're in season. And this jam I'll spoon on porridge, yogurt bowls, or on some toast with some crunchy almond butter and seeds. It's unbelievably good. Hummus is something I make on a near weekly basis too. My secret is reserving the aquafaba, or the liquid that the chickpeas are in. It makes hummus so incredibly smooth and creamy. I drain that off and then pour it into the blender as I blend together the other ingredients until I get the desired consistency. It's another way to prevent the liquid from going to waste. Again, I'll have hummus on pretty much anything, on toast, in sandwiches. I love it as a base, topped with some roast potatoes and charred aubergines with a fresh salad. Classic goes really well with pickled radish, which I've enjoyed making recently. Either these or pickled red onion. I make a sugar-free version and I flavour the pickling liquid with cumin seeds, pink peppercorns and black peppercorns, but again, this is something you can get creative with and change up. And I combine those with salt, apple cider vinegar and water and just pour it over the thinly sliced radish in an airtight jar. And I'll add these as a topping on toasts, tacos, salads. I used some of those Bayona crisp breads, topped them with hummus, avocado and the pickled radish with lime zest and coriander for a delicious and fresh snack. If you'd like any of the recipes from this video, check out the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.